Murfreesboro City Council recently met at the new airport with state representatives and senators to discuss bills and topics coming up in the General Assembly. They laid out what they're working on.
In Tennessee, for TANF, which is the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, it is a program to help with cash assistance, wraparound services for those members of our society that need help. We are utilizing those funds in a way that will help get people off of TANF, help get them into income mobility. I've got a public safety package, and that's where if somebody is paid to riot and they have an intent to come in and riot, they will have an increased penalty. And the other bill is First Responder Safety Act, which enhances penalties for those that harass first responders.
I've been working 4 years on the violent mental health care bill that would address mass shootings and mass killings, which we don't have any legislation in Tennessee to authorize a policeman to investigate or charge someone or see if they need psychiatric help. We've been having a lot of campaign finance reform. Of course, I'm chairman of campaigns and elections. A couple of professors at MTSU push every year, and along with activists from Memphis and Nashville, is they want to put a local taxpayer-funded operating precinct on every campus in the middle of the campus to register out-of-state kids. We have not let them participate in elections unless they get a residence here and they register. They're fully able to do that. The Unborn Child Dignity Act, and that's not dealing or outlawing abortion. It just says that aborted fetuses should be treated with dignity and buried or cremated. We also had something with the new executive orders that's going to affect the city and it's going to affect businesses in Murfreesboro to give transgender rights the right to, like a man to use a woman's restroom, if that is implemented and accepted. A sexual predator can use that new rule to be on bathrooms that have multiple stalls. They can be waiting on children and women. So I'm simply carrying a bill that says, I'm not saying you can or can't do that. I'm simply saying that a warning sign needs to be put on the bathroom before they enter so they know that to be careful if they're going into a bathroom with multiple stalls, and that this facility allows the opposite sex into the restroom.
We are trying to pass a $41.8 billion budget right now in the state, and 80% of that will go to 5 things. It will go to education, it'll go to health care, go to transportation and your roads, it'll go to criminal justice, and it'll kind of go to social services. 80% will go to all those things. We're going to build our rainy day fund up to $1.5 billion in the state. Put an additional $341 million new money toward K-12, an additional $157 million of new money to higher ed, an additional $181 million toward health, another $100 million toward corrections, an additional $472 million toward business and rural development. And of that, $200 million of it will be toward broadband, which is probably not as big of an issue here, but it's a huge deal down in Bedford, Marshall, and Lincoln counties. We're real close to, we're getting close to 250,000 additional vaccines every week now. That every week we're getting 250,000 doses of vaccine in Nashville. She said about 55% of people that are being offered the vaccine are getting the vaccine around the state right now. So that means 45% are not getting it. And she said at this pace, she really felt like by sometime around the middle to the end of April, we're going to have a surplus of vaccine. We're going to have more vaccine than people that need it statewide. Working on a specific bill with the county, for the County Powers Act here in town. And I'd be more than happy to talk about any of these bills specifically, but that's just kind of a 30,000-foot view of what I got my hands on.
One of the bills that I was honored to carry for the governor was the Held Harmless bill. We're going to have to take the T and ready, because if we do not take it this year, we will have to go off of 3-year-old data. And we're spending around $164 million for our summer programs starting this summer. So we've got to have up-to-date data to know where the students are to start them at that place. One of the things that is 9 years ago, I lived in a bubble, like a lot of people did, and didn't believe that human trafficking, sex trafficking is a problem, especially here in Rutherford County. Well, it's a huge, huge problem across our state. So I'm carrying 4 to 5 bills on sex trafficking this year. And then one of my bills got passed this morning on the floor. Of course, I think it's very timely with all the e-commerce buying that's going online. If you steal a package off of a porch or a mailbox, then the penalties are stiffer.
I've got a bill called the Dr. Linda Gilbert Act, and I had the county commission take a position on it. It's expanding social workers in schools, and you may not think, well, what does that matter? Social workers in school. And one of the most common issues that I hear from teachers is the frustration with student behavior, with mental health, in those areas. The last email I got from Dr. Linda Gilbert, I don't know if y'all heard me read that quote off, but just paraphrase her. She says, she's like, Rivers and Sparks, thank you for listening. And she says, the behaviors of the 6 to 9 year olds, they're off the charts. I've never seen this. What it is, I'm just asking for the hymn Amazing Grace to be an official state hymn, official state song. Let's see, I've got a limited education scholarship bill that I'm calling the property tax relief. This bill will save more money than any bill ever introduced in Tennessee's General Assembly in the history. Sounds crazy, but what it'll do, it'll expand choice for parents. Oh, I've got a bill that'll freeze the mayor's pay raise and the sheriff's. Y'all think I'm crazy. It saves $3 million. I ran it 10 years ago. A lot of people don't realize it, that they went to the state to get raises, not Bill, not issue.
You're safe.
It saves $3 million. It don't affect you.
Yeah, you're safe in this room.
I'm just kidding.